All right, guys, we are recording bag number 11. Typically don't get into building and whatnot before my first cup of coffee of the day, but I am having to get after it a little bit harder today. So while I'm having my first cup of coffee today, we're going to build bag 11. Now, looking ahead, yesterday, bag 11 is one of two of the roof sides. One of the angled sides of the roof. And then bag 12, I will be going live with today, most likely this evening. And that will be the other sloped part of the rooftop. And then after that, I don't know, I didn't look ahead past all that. And then we're using two of the spare plates that came, those bags when you have a Lego set that aren't numbered. And I think we only have two left, so I can kind of thin this out a little bit here. Like a lot of pieces in this one, though. Only 3 stickers left to apply, but this Hocus Pocus house is going to be really enjoy the build. I love the look of it. It has that classic Halloween. Just forget about the theme, forget about the movie. It just has a classic Halloween look to it. Sorry, you probably couldn't hear me much there. My mic was on the wrong half. There we go. All right, that's probably better. Well, here's the skeleton. Why don't we just build it now? Actually, there's 2 of them. So yesterday I made the comment about, oh my gosh, what are the hanging chains from the last roof piece? And I'm talking about these things. What are those going to be for? And when I looked ahead, I got my answer, which is pretty sick. So you guys will be able to see that today. The UCS sail barge, Java sail barge, will be here on Friday. Saturday is most likely when I will start that build. So I have to have this done in all of its glory by Friday. And then my daughter has a softball tournament, not this weekend, but the following weekend in a city that very close to it has a Lego store. And so we will be making another Lego purchase. I'm hoping of one of 2 sets, either the Jaws or the new Batmobile, if not both. And then I saw a TikTok this morning about the Legos idea freaking Goonies set. So they are thinking about, or they're working on, putting together the Goonies set. So the outside of it will be the boat from the movie, the pirate ship, and then when you turn it around on the inside, it'll look cavernous like under the city stuff in the movie, but it'll be each scene like the wishing well and under the fireplace. And um, the mock-up of it that I saw was absolutely stunning. It was super cool. There is a lot of pieces on this one, but I think it will go quick because it's a super purposeful. You have a lot of like located surface area to get through. I can tell my brain is not fully engaged yet. Coffee for me is my like life blood first thing in the morning. And I half wonder if most of the time it's psychological rather than an actual physical thing. Just like anything else, you kind of trained your brain that you need it. And so if you don't get it, your brain just reacts similar, like I'm assuming if you're like a drug addict. All right. That is step 269. Oh, I need this to finish it out. Actually, no. This. Yeah, there we go. That finishes that. It's spider in this one too. If you're looking for some of the other, I posted a crap ton of videos, stuff I'd been sitting on for um, quite a while. Um, as far as a live schedule goes, we're going to be doing bag 12 and bag 15 live, and then the remainder will be recorded. The Java Sail Barge, I'm actually super excited to do because I've never. So that's what we got going on so far. I've never gotten a UCS set on release day. It's a new one for me. Usually, it's just because of the financial part of it. Usually, it is a year or two after it is released. Um, the UCS sets that I own, um, I have the Millennium Falcon, obviously. I have the AT-AT, which you can always see in the background, the Star Destroyer, the Razor Crest, the Republic gunship, um, Luke's land speeder. Can't think of the others. The ones I don't have is the latest one they released last year. I don't have that one yet. But I think since 2017, I have the rest of them. So I have a little bit of buying catching up to do with that, but it just UCS sets, you're spending. I mean, Jesus, the sail barge was $500. I mean, you're spending a ton of money on a brick set that you build it. I mean, let's be realistic. I got a killer Star Wars room and I got a killer office downstairs, but only you see it. It's not like you're giving tours to people and all that stuff. So I mean, that's a lot just to have aesthetics just for your own amusement. Some people would definitely consider that excess. Nobody's ever asked me why, though. That's the interesting thing. Despite how expensive Lego can be, and the toy hobby world can be, nobody's really asked me why I collect all that crap. If they were, it'd be a simple answer. When I was a kid, I went to the store a lot. Like you'd go to the store because you needed stuff for your house. But we grew up super, super poor. So we never went without as far as like our meals and everything like that. But a lot of like toys on demand never happened. And I remember a lot of the neighborhood kids where we lived, a lot of them were, I think, middle class or, you know, lower upper class. They seem to have more money than my family did because they would have a lot of the latest toys and whatnot. And, I remember being kind of jealous. I was like, wow, my toy consumption would always, if it were to happen, would be around Christmas time. And so I remember thinking to myself, when I get old enough, and I have enough money, I want to I want to collect what I couldn't do as a kid. I want to be able to do that. And so that's where my obsession with, at least in the toy collecting world, where that came from. Um, Lego was kind of Lego was a result of being a fan of Star Wars collecting. I finally had swallowed the Kool-Aid a couple years ago and then really enjoyed um my very first like Star Wars Lego build. And as my Star Wars Lego collection started to grow, it really became a cornerstone part of my entire Star Wars collection. Which people ask, like, what do you dabble in? Well, I do everything. Some people are just Lego, some people are Black Series figures, some people are, original vintage and all that stuff. I wanted to do it all. And so I didn't shy away from any of that. So people are like, that's dumb. Why would you do it all? Well, it saves from having to sift through shit at the store. Like, well, I don't collect that. I don't collect that. I collect this. All right. I think that plate is on that side is done. I'll show you what that looks like here in a sec. There's smaller ones in here. All right. Here's what it looks like so far. And this is going to be one of the sections that go on the house. I'm assuming like so. All right, now we're reinforcing the bottom. All right. All right, I need to get a closer look just to make sure I get the right positioning. It's easy enough because it incorporates all the seams of the roof, which is nice to see for this build because it means that the roof will not be like flimsy when you go to manipulate it and all that stuff, which is a good thing. I mean, because as a Lego builder, and a fan, there's nothing worse than when you try to articulate some of the stuff and then you're getting a thing falling down, falling apart every time. I do like that the bag content stuff has been pretty quick. Like when you do a UCS set, I imagine the first bag of the sail barge is going to take an hour, um, because of everything that goes into a UCS set. The other thing that was absolutely amazing to me is the value of Lego. All right, so we're putting this thing on. Get these out of the way. It looks like we're doing the roof side, where the chimney is. Wow, look at that. That's what that looks like. And then when you go to lift it up, so you can see the inside of it. And then if you missed yesterday's, the pink flames that these are supposed to be, they move up and down when you turn the wheel. So, and we're adding to the chimney piece. That's wasn't expecting that. But yeah, this one's been a fun build. I really enjoyed it. If you get a chance to, I think it was $220. It's I don't know, a hair pricey. It literally is maybe 100 pieces or 200 pieces more than like the Nightmare Before Christmas set, but yet it is like 20 to 30 more dollars. Which I don't know. I don't know what the breakdown of the piece count is, but it just seemed a little. It seemed a little pricey. I don't know if it's just due to um, marketing, like you got to, the rights and how expensive the rights were for the movie and all that jazz. I wonder what that negotiation is like to get the rights for like Star Wars and shit like that. Like how crazy is that? All right. So it doesn't affect the function of it. So there we go. All right. Now we're putting on some more greenery. There we go. All right, so we have some of the crooked looking, supposed to make it look rattier, I'm guessing. All right, now we're working on the inside a little bit here. So we have the spider web and the spider. And that clicks right in there. Come on. I knew that was going to happen. All right. Oh, quick little repair here. Where the hell did that go? This is a good way to tell. This is a non-conventional way of how to. There it is. Come on. Where the hell's the remainder of it? Oh. All right, so basically what we have to do is we have to lock in the spider web with the 2 claw bricks that we installed. However, not being able to see it makes it troubling. So doing it this way is a little bit easier. Um, because that way you don't have to mess with it like I just did. And I'll show you what I mean here in a sec. So my advice is if you do this set, my advice would be put it on before you lock the roof in with the chimney piece. But what I'm talking about is this spider web. All right, and then I think this is gonna be a ×2. It is, so I'm gonna do them both at the same time. This is where we get to see what's happening with the skeleton. Did I get shortchanged a piece? No, I did not. There we go. It was hidden. All right. So we're doing this times two, so we're going to do both at the same time. And I don't remember specifically seeing this, but I would guess it is in the first Hocus Pocus movie. Oh, it was. Yeah, they weren't skeletons though. They were the the shitty teenagers that were trying to like steal the kids' candy, stole Max's shoes in the beginning of the movie. So in Hocus Pocus, they would be, spoiler alert by the way if you haven't seen it, they would be in the hung up like cages suspended in the house above the floor. So that's what these are going to be. But instead of those two idiots, it is the two skeletons will be in the cage suspended above. Which, come on, that's pretty cool. That is pretty neat. It's definitely in the Lego world. You don't get to build every day, right? I mean, Halloween's a little dark, a little spooky. So, Disney is not a little dark or a little spooky. Here's so kind of off subject a little bit, but I so last night I was on this like deep dive into Halloween like movies. If you are familiar with like the streaming service Peacock and all that. So at the beginning of the year, Disney lost the rights to like the black and white Steamboat Mickey, which how they lose the rights to that, I have no freaking clue. And then they lost the rights to Winnie the Pooh and the characters associated with that. And immediately when that happened, it now became okay to use those likenesses without the approval of Disney. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you had a whole bunch of horror films. Like there's one where they do like Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Pot horror film I saw last night, and there's one of the Mickey. And of course, in the beginning of the movies, they have the disclaimer that says this is not a Disney film, but they could show the animated Mickey on the screen, like in the cartoon, and then flash down to the Mickey mask, and then they're going around killing people. It's like, wow. I saw that. I was just shaking my head as like, like how on God's green freaking earth can they lose the rights to their own shit? And then somebody decides, you know what, Doug, it, we're gonna make a horror film. They're just like, fuck it. Because normally when you see something like that, you think wholesomeness, purity, everything that Disney allegedly, is about. Now, obviously there are horror, you know, stories of Disney's bullshit that they've done, to people and stuff like that. But on a whole, when a child might see the Steamboat Mickey character head or whatever, they're not going to associate that with what they're about to watch, which is, I mean, is just absolutely insane. All right. So we bend this down and clip that. And then we set the skeleton inside. That. And then it's I want him sitting flat there. There we go. So it looks kind of like that. And then it basically, and I'll show you in a sec, wasn't that just super fun? Yeah, making mistakes here will help you later on, because then you will see what not to do. So we're gonna open the roof again. And here might be a good thing to tell you is when you go to put this on, do it with the roof like open. It'll be easier, I think, in the long run, because then you're not going to knock pieces off and it's going to turn into the whole thing that it's trying to turn into right now. Although it is being awkward as fuck. There we go. You have to kind of snap it in. Yeah. So it's hanging. I don't know if you can see it. They're hanging. So we're going to put the other one in. All right, let's get that done first, real quick. And once we complete this, then that will conclude bag 11. Actually, I don't think you need the back ones to wait to put the skeleton in. I love the aesthetics of it though. The hanging like cage with the skeletons in it. That's pretty cool. I think the only thing that maybe has more attention at Halloween than ghosts is a skeleton, right? Like, all right, gonna hang this a little bit more appropriately. That, all right. Actually, we're gonna change this up, reposition this one so it offsets them a little bit better. There we go. All right, so I will turn this around to show you. There they are hanging. 3 pieces left, none of them match, so we know we've completed it appropriately with all the pieces. And that is bag number 11, y'all. So I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, I make mistakes, so you don't have to. So hopefully you enjoyed this, maybe learned a little bit something, especially if you're going to be thinking about building this set. Um, I would encourage it. It's a fun build. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And we will see everybody when we go live with bag number 12.